Co-host Peter.
It's recording now.
Only three of you.
A very good evening to members and guests and to club president, which is me. I'm Alicia Chia and I'll be your Toastmaster of the day. Wishing everyone a fantastic, fabulous Friday and welcome to SGI International Dynamic Speakers Chapter meeting. As I mentioned, I'm the Toastmaster today and I'm also the club president. So let me introduce our club president to present her opening speech. Today's theme is on informative. The more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you are, by Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a very popular leader in South Africa. He fought against apartheid. And he had this interview with Oprah Winfrey some time ago when he came out of prison. And Oprah Winfrey was asking him quite a few interview questions. And it came to the point where she asked him about his opinion on what he did during his time in jail. When he was in jail, he spent a lot of time reading books. And he said he became a very different man because he spent his time reading books, because it enriched his powers of thinking, discipline, and even his relationships. And when he left prison, he became more informed than even before he went into prison. And there was when he realized that the more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you are. Well, of course, information is out there everywhere. There's useful information and there's useless information. So it's all up to you to decipher what is useful information that will help you in your work, your career, and your relationships. And Oprah Winfrey also asked him, what characteristics do you abhor? Abhor meaning what you dislike. He said, ignorance and a person's inability to see what unites us instead of only those things that divide us. And so with this theme, the more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you are. The next question you might like to ask is, what it takes to be a great leader? Well, for Nelson, he just had this to say. Sometimes a leader has to criticize those with whom he works. It cannot be avoided. I like a leader who can, while pointing out a mistake, bring out the good things the other person has done. If you do that, then the person sees you, that you have a complete picture of him. There is nobody more dangerous than one who has been humiliated, even when you humiliate him rightly. So I'm sure there's a lot of leaders out there. Remember, when you criticize somebody, you must always also show the other part of the person. Otherwise, it's unfair, and that humiliates the person. So with that, I hope you can ponder about the things that I've just mentioned, how you can use information, and from there, become a good leader or the great leader that you're supposed to be. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, President Alicia, for giving the opening speech. Now back to the program itself. Well, we have a very exciting program tonight. Let's hear from some of our role players who are supporting this chapter meeting. And we'd like to hear from them how they keep themselves informed in their lives. First up is the R counter, Jennifer Lim, IP3. Jennifer, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Sorry, I'll introduce Jennifer first. Jennifer Lim, IP3, she lives by the motto that happiness is the key to good health. For her, nothing else matters more than happiness. And with happiness, everything else will fall in place. So Toastmaster Jennifer, could you please tell us more about your role as R counter and how do you keep yourself informed in your life?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, and good evening, Club President, immediate past President Willie, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As an R counter, my role is to take note of words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jennifer Lim. Next is the timer, Toastmaster Peter Cheong. Toastmaster Peter Cheong is an IT professional in Malaysia. He loves food, hunting during his free time. And his philosophy in life is to enjoy the present. Live happily with no thoughts for the future. Toastmaster Peter, could you please tell us about your role as the timer and how do you keep yourself informed in your lives?
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmaster. So today, my role as timer today, I will serve as your timer for your speeches and for your table topic section. In Toastmaster cell, we learn to speak with a designated time frame, and so to help to facilitate that, I will be tracking the time and your position between those times. If you see on my video screen, when you start your speech, I will change the background to start. So when you actually reach the time allotted, I will show a green color background. And also when you speak, when you speak between the midpoint, I will show yellow colors. And when you reach the time, I will show a red color. And you are required to wrap up your speech between 30 seconds. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome, Toastmaster Peter Cheong. Next up, we have our table topic master, Corey Melani, PM1. Toastmaster Corey is a passionate product designer. She loves to design usable and delightful products, be it app or website that helps people in their daily lives. In her free time, she loves to find the best coffee in town and be back traveling, explore new places, food, and taking photographs. Her favorite quote is, "Never stop learning because life never stops teaching." Toastmaster Corey, could you share with us your role as table topic master and how do you keep yourself informed in your life?
Hi everyone, I'm Corey Melani. I will be your table topic master tonight. Table topic will help members to quickly organize their thoughts and also to improve their speaking, public speaking in the impromptu settings. Guests also welcome to participate if they wish. How I keep informed, I have download this app called Headway. So it's like a digital book. So I always listen to this digital book summary like in 15 minutes. That's why I keep informed. And also I subscribe to Channel News Asia. So anything that is the latest news, I will have it on my phone.
That's fantastic, Toastmaster Corey. Now, everyone, we have a very exciting program for you tonight. And we'll kick off with a table topic segment based on role play. Then we'll be followed by a 5-minute break. And after which we have the prepared speeches and finally the evaluation speech segment. Now, before we start, I would like everyone to type into the chat box how you keep yourself informed in your life. Then I'll refer to the chat box later on. So without much ado, let's welcome everyone to the first segment of tonight's meeting, the table topic segment. Over to you, table topic master Corey Melani.
Thank you, Alicia. Can I have access to share screen? Okay. Give me a while. Okay, so you guys can see my screen now? Okay, so I will let you know first the rules. For tonight, we will have a slightly different. The table topic will be in pair. So instead of just one person speaking at one time, we will pair you 2% at the same time. In that way, we will increase the period of the time. So a timer, Peter, please note on this. 2 minutes is green, 3 minutes is yellow, 4 minutes is red, because we will have it in pair. And 4 minutes, 30 seconds, it will be disqualified. So that means your maximum is 4 minutes, 29 seconds. We will have 10 topics, but we will have we'll spin the wheel. So which topic will go first? So before that, whoever wants to join this section, you can leave your name in the chat, or I will go around to ask you whether you want to join. Okay, let me prepare first the other one. Okay, this one. Okay, so let me see. Is there anyone registered yet? Okay, if not, then I will ask in pair, okay? Let me see, we have, okay, perhaps to warm things out, I will pick, how about Angela and Edward Yo?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Edward Yo, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I will pair you with Angela, okay? So for the first topic, let's spin the wheel. Okay, persuade kid to do homework. Let me see. Okay, sorry, let me see. Okay, this is the one. Let me present it. All right, so perhaps Angela, you can be the mom, and Edward, perhaps you can be the boy. Is it good?
Yes.
Okay, so
Who starts?
so you can have a conversation based on this setting, this topic setting. Persuade your kid to do homework. In this case, it's Edward. Angela persuading Edward. I will leave it to you for the conversation. How is it going? But it's supposed to be a two-way conversation.
Yes.
I will stop share so that you can see the timer.
Who's the timer?
Peter will be the timer.
I will be the time.
Okay, let me just pin Peter. Okay. Edward, where are you going? You have to do your homework. Edward, come back.
I can do it later. I don't have to do it now.
You should do it now, then you can stay out as long as you like. Otherwise, I'll be wondering where you are and worrying all evening. And you don't know how long it's going to take. So get it done, and then you'll be able to go out without worrying about it.
But I've already committed to playing Dungeons and Dragons with Timmy and Paul. I already told them I was coming over.
Well, you can ring them again and just say you're just looking at your homework. It'll take you an hour.
You're being unreasonable. It's a Friday afternoon. I can do it on Saturday or Sunday. I don't have to do it now. Why must I do it now? It's Friday.
Because if you last weekend, you put it off on Friday, you put it off on Saturday, and then Sunday night, you suddenly discovered that you were supposed to do a project which required going out and interviewing people, and they'd all gone to bed. So you need to look at it, at least sit down, open the book and tell me what the project is. Then at least we'll know what we need to get done and how long it will take. Just sit down now for 1 minute, open the book, tell me what the project is.
Mom, you're being unreasonable. I don't need to do that now. We can do it another time. Why do you always do this to me? Why don't you want me to have fun?
Why don't you want me to have fun? I'm going to be worrying all evening. I want to go out and enjoy my evening, which I can't do if I'm sitting here waiting to see what time you're coming back. Let's all have fun, get rid of the homework, and then you can go out. Now just tell me, what is it? Is it English or is it maths?
It's math. I don't have to do math now. I can do math later. I don't have to interview anyone for math.
Maths has to be right. It has to be 100% right, because if you get it wrong, it's wrong. English, you can fudge along, but you can't. Maths is either right or wrong. And then you're seeing friends who could do the maths. You'll be able to ask them about the maths because they're at your school and they do the maths. So open it now, do it just for 10 minutes. Just open it. Tell me what the question is. And if you think you can do it, then I'll be happy. Just open the book and tell me what the question is.
Mom, you're being
Listen,
unreasonable.
you can't go anywhere. Yes, but you can't go anywhere until I give you the car key. So you've got to open your book first.
You're being unreasonable. Fine, I'll look at the map, but I won't like it. You always do this to me. You always stop me from having fun. This is not fair.
It's very fair. I know that all the mothers have agreed to do this. It's in the school rules. 1 hour of homework on a Friday night before you go out. And you signed a document agreeing to do it.
Mom, no one follows the rules at school. They're just there to make the parents feel good. No one does that.
Who's got the car keys? Who's got the car keys?
Wanna
go out? Come on,
the
quicker, yeah, the quicker you do it, the quicker you can go out.
Fine.
Otherwise, listen, I'm going to go out and the car will be gone and you'll be stuck.
Fine, I'll do the math.
Thank you, darling. I knew you would. You're such a good boy. Well, time is up.
Yay! Let's give a round of applause to the awesome role playing between Angela and Edward Young. That's a really amazing the conversation. I learned few tricks from Edward to avoid how to do homework. And Angela is really playing a good mother, so the son can be well educated. Okay, so let's have a next pair. Perhaps Chuiling and Ziling.
We also have Neha, who is keen. She has volunteered.
Okay,
In
let me
the
see. All right. Okay, how about Neha and Chuiling? Chuiling?
Oh, okay.
You ready? Neha,
Yeah,
ready?
sure.
Yeah? Okay, I will
Yeah.
pair you with Neha. Let's spin the next topic. All right. Okay, it's a run for the presidential election. Okay, I will explain a bit. Let me see.
Oh, I'm not interested.
Okay, I can give you one more chance. Let's spin again.
Oh,
This is a better as a guy and women. Okay, we do the last one. If not, then we will try. Okay. This one also not. Okay, perhaps let me give you one that I can choose for you guys. Let me see. All right. How about beach vacation in Maldives? So both of you can have a conversation while you are in the vacation in the Maldives. Are you ready, both?
okay.
Okay,
Sure.
I will stop sharing. Perhaps Chuiling can start first. Yeah.
Hi, Neha. This is the beautiful place we ever been. Is this the first time you're here?
This is the first time in Maldives, and Maldives look fantastic, isn't it?
I could imagine. You look at my physical virtual background. It's just like Maldives, right?
Absolutely. And I can very well see that you are actually in Maldives. There are the beaches behind you, and I absolutely love it. So what are we doing in Maldives now? So suggest something.
Actually, we are both a stranger. Now it's a fate that we come together as a partner to have this conversation.
Chui, this is your very first time in Maldives as well?
Yes, but I think I could imagine because I have never been, and now I'm in Maldives with imaginary.
You know, the beaches are always my first love. So I have always lived in amidst mountains my whole life, but beaches have always been my first love. And in Maldives, the beaches are tremendous. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree with you. You look at the sky, it's so clear, and you see the wave is so calm, and it's so calm now. It's good to have a relaxation. And we come here, I think it's a purpose, but I think now it's a fate that we meet together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm so feeling good that I came along here, but now I have made a friend.
Yeah. Have you tried Maldives food also?
I've never tried. And today is my very first day in Maldives. And I was really thinking that I want to try new cuisines and I want to roam around. I want to do whatever it is throwing at me. So let's go out and have the food here. try
Yeah,
some cuisine.
yeah. Before we go out, shall we enjoy the walk together, stroll along the beach, feel the
Absolutely.
fresh air, and feel the water that the wave rush to your feet. Shall we? And maybe we can pick a very beautiful seashell along the beach.
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember once I was living in South India, and South India has a lot of beaches. And what I really loved being there, the sound of the sea. So that was the most beautiful sound I've ever heard in my life. And
Yeah,
this is what I'm enjoying here as well.
Yeah. And today the weather is so fine.
Absolutely, it's wonderful.
Yeah, okay. Later on, before we have a cruising, we cannot feel full stomach to swim. Will you like to swim?
Yes,
Later-
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's make the most of our vacation here.
Yeah, good. It's very good. Shall we? Let's go.
Let's go then. Yay!
Okay, back to you, Toastmaster of the day. No, table topic master.
Wow, let's give a round of applause to Neha and Chilling. What a Maldives vacation conversation. Now I feel like I want to go to the beach and have a vacation soon. Okay, so let's have the next pair. How about Eliza and Kanan? You want to warm up before your speech?
With
Kanan?
who?
Kanan?
Anna.
Okay, Kanan is not in focus now. How about Chun Kiat Chia? Chun Kiat Chia? Are you in the seat now? Okay, perhaps also not. How about Delton Teo? Hi, Delton. Oh, some people not in their seat. Delton, are you there? Okay, I saw there is a man of few words. Hello, a man of few words. Hi, a man of few words. Welcome to SGI Dynamic Club.
Thank
Would you like to join a table topic session?
Sure.
I will pair you with Eliza, okay?
That's Peter. Thank you,
Okay.
Peter, for coming.
Let me spin the wheel. Let me share first my screen. Okay, where is my screen? Yeah. You guys able to see my screen, right?
Yep.
Corey, I'm not in the Olympics. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case,
Myself.
I will perhaps pick a topic for you to fasten out.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Where is my? Let me find first. Where is my? Okay, let me share. How about I will pick for you Gold Digger. Gold Digger. Okay. Gold Digger. So Eliza will be the women.
Peter will be the female one.
Of course. You'll be the female one, and a man of few words will be the man, the rich man that drives Lamborghini. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready, Peter? Oh, the name is Peter Roth and Eliza. Are you ready both? The maximum time is 4 minutes, 29 seconds, but minimum is 3 minutes.
I see.
Yeah, minimum is 3 minutes, okay? I will pass the stage to you, Eliza and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter, you can start first.
Sure. Now, My dear Liza, as you have seen, I'd like to see I'm not dressed well today. Would you mind helping me out a little bit and getting myself a suit?
I'm sorry, who's the gold digger here, Peter? Is it you or me? I'm a little confused.
Supposed to be you, Eliza.
Okay. Yeah, sure. What do you need?
Yeah, you see, um, as you see, my mom's birthday is today, and if I show up like this, she always keeps scolding me, and I forgot my wallet at home.
So sorry, I gotta stop you there. Is that your car?
You seen my car already?
Yeah, the one in yellow.
I think you looked at my belt where my key is hanging, isn't it?
Isn't that the LV belt, the latest edition?
You're a very observant young lady there. Yeah. So are you willing to help me get me a jacket so I can go
Yeah,
to
of course. Now I'm very free now. Do you want to go now?
Yes, that would be fantastic. And then, by the way, since you said you're free, are you interested in maybe joining my mom's birthday party today?
Yeah, of course. Like, where's the house?
Just over there on the other side of West Coast.
West Coast. Oh, wow. You guys must be rich, huh? How old is your mom this year?
West Coast is rich area?
Of course.
All the houses look the same to me. I don't think they're rich.
Okay.
We have like landed property. I think landed property 3-story high. Yeah. All of them the same.
Wow. I definitely love to actually pick out a suit with you and attend your mom's birthday party. I can even go and grab some things like, I don't know, like bake a cake for your mom if she likes.
Really? Would you be willing to do that now?
Exactly. I love to actually.
Yeah.
You're gonna like drive me there with your car?
I don't mind taking you over to your place so you can bake a cake there for us.
No. I don't think going to my place is a good idea. Maybe we should go over to your place and then, I can make a cake from there. Actually, you know what? Let's go make a cake. Let's go and buy one. Do you have credit card?
I thought you said you'd like to bake one. No,
yeah, but
to conquer a heart of a man, you have to be able to feed him nice food.
But it's your mom's birthday. I want to have something special for her. My baking can wait for another day.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds more like you're more interested in my LV belt than my mom's birthday.
You know what? I know that you're pressing for time. Maybe we should take a look at the suit first. Should we go there like in your car? Is the Lamborghini your car? The yellow one? Should we go now?
We can go to the car, no problem. But I'm not sure if the key opens it.
Well, we can try.
Yeah, we can try. But you see, I like to go to Batam at times as well. And they have some really amazing offers there. LV belts, Lamborghini car key holders. It's just beautiful.
No. My vacation is Maldives. Just like here, like some of them, I think Choi Ling, she was talking about it, the Maldives experience and everything. I love that. Batam is really not my thing. Sorry.
You don't like to join me, Batam? I have a spare ticket for you.
No, I'm not exactly very sure about Batam. Maybe we can consider other places.
What you got in mind apart from Maldives?
Switzerland. I love Switzerland. I have not been to Switzerland at all. The most expensive city in town. Yeah, we should go there one day.
I think I can get a virtual background right now about that. Maybe that will help.
The way I fly first class only.
Can you get me on that flight as well? Because I usually travel kettle class.
No worries. Just give me a credit card and we'll book it for you. We can go together actually.
I think you're really off to my LV belt. Nothing else is in your mind, isn't it?
Peter, I think this doesn't work for us. I think that you're a little too stingy, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe you should look for someone else. I'm too, up there. I'm so sorry, Peter.
That's fine, because I'm not stingy. I just don't have anything in my pocket. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's give a round of applause to Eliza and Peter. I should also learn from Eliza how to become a better and professional gold digger.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Okay, Shall we have a next pair? Janet and Celine? How about you both?
Okay.
How about Janet?
Who is my partner?
How about Janet? Janet on?
Okay.
Okay. I will spin the wheel. Let me see. Where's my wheel? Okay. How about taking a Grab ride? Are you comfortable with this?
So I'm the driver.
Would be one the passenger, one the driver. I can share first the screen. Let me see. Yep. Taking a Grab ride. Okay.
I can be the driver.
I'll stop share.
Yes.
All right. So Celine will be the passenger, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I will leave the stage to Celine and Janet.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. Sorry. I want to. Yeah. This morning I was so hurry because my son he left his homework at home, but my car was driven by my husband to go to office. So I can't take the taxi. So would you help me to go to my son's school?
Sure. Where's your son's school?
Yeah, it's in your yeah, I know. I just moved here, so I don't know too much the information about this place.
Okay,
but I know
this school. Okay, let me on my GPS. I will take you there. We just continue.
Oh, but it's around. I overheard a conversation about a beautiful woman and a handsome a Lamborghini. They said it's in a White House. Yes, just that place nearby.
Yeah, okay. We can go. We can move it there.
Okay.
You just moved here. Where were you from? I mean, where were you staying previously?
The first place I lived in Beijing, China, and the second place I live in Washington, America. So this is my third place. I'm just learning some information. So this morning, I was so so nice.
You just migrated, as in came to Singapore not too long.
Yes, yeah. I know nothing about here, but I have a feeling most Chinese people, they live here.
So so far, how do you find Singapore so far?
Because my husband's job, and I also wanted to live here to know this place.
Oh, I see. Singapore is quite a beautiful city. I believe you will love this place very much.
Yes. So this is where you want to go if I disturb you?
I will follow the GPS. So based on what you have described, this White House, it should be somewhere in the west.
Oh, maybe this is the rich people, the place they live.
But the name of the school, can you just confirm the name of the school again?
Okay. Sometimes I think the homework doesn't. It's not so important. We need to enjoy life. So that time I know a mom to persuade her kids to open the book. So, oh, so did I. Same moms. Yeah.
Yeah, moms are often like sacrificing for the children.
Yes. Yeah. But the children, they don't know. Yeah. The memory is so beautiful. Maybe one time in the future, yeah, I have no memories. I don't know who the children are. Sometimes maybe I don't know who I am. So the time is happy.
Yeah, I think it's reaching. We are reaching the place now. You saw the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much. You are my first friend in Singapore. Yeah. Would you I'll give you on my email address. Maybe
Sure,
keep
sure.
in touch.
Keep
Thank
in
you
touch.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, let's give a round of applause to Jenna and Sealing Wu. I also hope I can make friends with a Grab driver or another passenger. What a friendly passenger we have here. Do we still have time, Alicia? No time, huh? Okay. Shall we end by casting the poll? Before that is the timer. Peter Chong, are all the speakers eligible for the voting?
All are eligible except Eliza and Peter, but they slightly
Exceed the time.
exceeded 8 seconds.
Okay, it's fine. We can perhaps cast the vote. Alicia, is it you who cast the vote or Willie?
Sorry, the poll is not ready. Okay, now it's ready. Thank you, Zoom Master. So everyone just vote for the best pair that you think is the best. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. All right, then I will pass the next one to Toastmaster of the day, Alicia.
Thank you, Toastmaster, Corey, Melanie. It was a really very fun table topic segment that you prepared today. We had so much fun. I see audience really enjoyed the segment. It really brought a lot of spontaneity in everyone's thinking. So in a way, you have really achieved your goal to help people to think on their feet. And we could see all the different expressions and the way they spoke about the topic. What a way to relax your mind on a Friday night. So I'm very happy to say we have all voted, and now it's time to go for a 10-minute break. What? Let me see, is it 10-minute break? Oh, sorry, it's a 5-minute break. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of our chapter meeting, the Better Prepared Speech segment. You will hear from 2 speakers tonight, even though it's 2, but they're very good speakers, and the speeches are equivalent to 2 speeches. Or rather, we will eventually have 3 speeches because the second speech is 10 to 15 minutes long. Now, tonight's speakers will share their thoughts on the pathway projects they are completing. Before we begin, let's look at the chat group, the Zoom chat, and see what people have written on how do you keep yourself informed in your life. I saw someone wrote, Angela wrote this. I watched the BBC News and the Daily Mail, which has sections on the UK and USA and Australia. The Straits Times and the new paper for Singapore News, CNN and others. As soon as I click on the news item, I get news from all around the world. I do Google searches on COVID and science and edible plants and food. Okay, well done, interesting. Anybody else has any notes on how you get informed in your life? Well, keep it going, people. I will read it later on. No worries. Our first speaker tonight is Kanan Sankara DTM. He will be speaking from the Engaging Humor Level 5, demonstrating expertise. Deliver your message with humor. Now let us invite his evaluator, Dalton Teo, to share with us the purpose statement of his project. Over to you, Toastmaster Dalton.
Hi, thank you, Toastmaster Day. So for Kanan, the project is level 5, deliver your message with humor. The purpose of this project is for members to practice developing and presenting a long humorous speech. Speech length is 18 to 22 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster Day.
18 to 20 minutes. Oh, I think the speech is 5 to 7 minutes.
No, 18 to 22 minutes. I already mentioned.
Yes. Oh, okay, sorry. That's my fault then. 18 to 22 minutes. So timer, make sure you can adjust the timing for his speech.
Oh, it's taken into account.
All right, thank you. So DTM Kanan Sankara loves to travel. He lives in Baltimore, Maryland, USA with his wife, Janaki Kanan. They have one son who is studying in Johns Hopkins. He started his Toastmaster journey in late 2012, eager to improve his speaking skills. He would like to give speeches without any preparation, and his goal is to speak without any grammatical errors. Tonight, he wants to deliver a speech with humor. So let us put our hands together to give a warm welcome to DTM Kanan Sankara with COVID experience. Over to you, Kanan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmaster, Mr. Evaluator Dalton, and fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. COVID, most of the countries have just lifted the lockdown and once again reimposed the lockdown in some of the countries. The longest walk I had during this COVID time is from this place, from my hall to my bedroom. This was my longest walk. Most of the Toastmasters have put fat near the belly or near the waistline. Can I ask you a question? How many of you are still, except of course Jennifer, Toastmaster Jennifer, how many of you put fat on your belly or your waistline? Can you please raise your hand? At least one or two. I am very happy about it. I have put so much of fat here due to lack of mobility or workout. Everyone is meeting online, even during work time. Those who did not follow our Heart Mama's advice are like me, putting extra padding on the tummy. COVID also provides other benefits. We became an expert to use Zoom, conference call, Microsoft Team meeting, etc. In my house, we have Zoom meeting with my extended family once a month. My family is all over the world. Some people are in US scattered, and my family is in India also scattered. So we meet through the Zoom. During that time, one of the time, my eldest sister asked me to send her a new weighing scale. You know the weighing scale. Generally, she will never ask me anything. And hence, I send her a weighing scale through Amazon. In India, Amazon is there. I was tracking my order, and I was very happy to note that the order was sent to my sister. Within one day, I have received a call from her on WhatsApp. And she told me that the weighing scale is not working. She told me she preferred a digital scale, not this analog scale, digital scale, which will tell the thing so that it can provide accurate weight. I Googled and sent a costly digital scale through Amazon. My sister, elder sister is asking, whenever your elder sister is asking, you need to send it immediately. Once again, my sister called me after receiving the scale. Hey, there's something wrong. This digital scale is also not working. I said, are you following the instruction? What is happening? She told me that this weighing scale is always showing 65 kgs. For those people who are using LBs, it's showing always 140 pounds, approximately. She told that she has reduced a lot of, but still the scale is showing 65 kgs. My sister, she's a very shrewd person. She has convinced all the members in India that she has lost the weight, but the weighing scale is not showing that. It is the fault of the weighing scale. I would like to talk about my family. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. I am the youngest. My sisters and sister-in-law and my wife formed a team. They are a single team, impossible to reckon. And they choose to believe what they want and ignore what they do not like. My wife, being the youngest, she goes and tells everything to her in-laws like a parrot. Everything is shared. My wife told in a meeting that my annual results, medical results came, physical came. I am in the high of the normal range. Fellow Toastmasters, I am still in the normal range, but high of the normal range. But my family, they can decide what they want to believe. They said Kannan is high in everything, so we need to follow a diet plan. Fellow Toastmasters, I am not at fault, but it is what my family decides. If my family decides that I am at a risk, even the doctors cannot change it. They know what they want to believe. So my wife decided to follow a diet plan. The problem is we are vegetarians. So it is very difficult in US to find a dietitian who knows Indian vegetarian food. The idea is that I should not eat the fatty food. We need to see, we need to see the carbs, sugars in everything, in every food. We have to read first what is there in that item. I am living in USA, so I used to use this bowl for dinner, okay? If I see potatoes, fries, or any oily food, I may use this bowl 2 times. But our women force has decided the men should shed some weight so that they can be normal and show these 2 bowls. Can you see? These are the bowls we are supposed to eat. So I always started feeling hungry and angry when my fellow Toastmasters asking whether they are able to take whether I can take any role. I'm feeling hungry. I feel why I have to take. I'm always feeling hungry. And we used to use coconuts a lot in our cooking. I showed my wife some research from Mayo Clinic that coconuts are good for health as it produces good cholesterol. However, there are research papers who does not recommend coconuts. Since there is no concrete evidence that the coconuts are good, they made a decision to ban the coconuts. Fellow Toastmasters, within 3 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. This makes our women more unhappy. They could not reduce 1 pound, whether I am losing my weight. My wife promptly consulted a dietitian who told my food lack of protein. She asked my wife to add protein powder to my diet. You can eat the protein powder as it is also. Fellow Toastmasters, I do not know. This is a perfect recipe if you are married and if you are a male. I will tell you why. I am not gender. I'm not saying any gender specific question. Once you take 1 spoon of protein, it stucks into your tongue and mouth. You cannot say even a single word. It takes more than 30 minutes for that to dissolve. You can only nod. Hence you would avoid all the conflict in the family. You know that if you keep mum, no problem at all. To get the story in short, our women force in my family did not lose a pound, whereas I lost 10 pounds. I want to make a request to you. You are all in Singapore, somebody are in different place. If you could find a weighing scale like this, that stops at 120 pounds or 60 kgs, when a woman step on that scale, I need that. That will help me to have a better relationship with my sister, as she feels that I did not send her a better weighing scale, and I will have a better relationship with my wife. I need your help on that. Another benefit in the COVID is I had a great relationship with my wife, as we do not have anyone to talk to. I share most of my time with Toastmasters, otherwise talking to my wife, apart from working for 8 hours on the weekdays, working on my work. Other than that, I don't know what to do. I think I have told you that I am also called Mr. Forgetful. My wife shares all the story that she reads from the website. Oh my God, yesterday, I was so amazed by the Chinese 14-year-old girl, I think Kwan or something like that, who had to go through so much in her life because her mom is sick and she has to do so many things. And she won 2 perfect score. Every judge gave 10. Just I want to share that information. So my wife shares those type of stories with me. We talk a lot. No, she talks a lot and I hear. I used to do this. I don't talk. You know that. My ears are big. It has become big because of the COVID, because I am opening my mouth, I'm opening my ears always. My wife learned to talk and I listen. And she learned to talk whether I listen or not. And I learned to nod my head every 30 seconds without realizing what is going on in my head. From my wife, I also learned many technology skills, how to use the phone effectively when I can phone and text. She told me how I can read the website at the same time I can take any call from any Toastmasters. I did not know before. Even when I was young, I could not remember many things. I tend to forget my friends' names. Many times, when they meet me after 1 year break, I mostly forget their name. I used to talk, I have a trick. I used to talk, let us say Angela comes and meet me after 1 week. I know you. I worked with you. Remember that, the Toastmaster time? Unless Angela confront with me and say, come on, Kannan, tell me what's my name, I will not remember her name. Normally, my wife used to remind me my friend's name when they leave. Some of my friends found my trick and later used to confront me, tell my name. I have to accept my defeat. But during COVID, one advantage I found is people generally logging with their name in the Zoom. I just need to read their name. However, there are crazy people like me, once again, who do not log in with my real name. They may say, Buddy's Toastmasters. What is Buddy's Toastmaster? I do not know what is the name. They are the people who create the problem for people like me. You know me, I am also like, I think Edward also are the same boat, who repeatedly forget the birthdays of my wife, my anniversaries, and get into trouble year after year. But due to COVID, I learned how to use the basic of the Google Sheet, Google Calendar. My phone reminds me every time to wish every person correctly. And I also follow WhatsApp, so all my youngsters will tell me, wish my mom. My son used to say, wish my mom her birthday today. He texted, and I can read only WhatsApp. Earlier, I don't read those. Now I know how to read those. During pre-COVID, I go to grocery store. I used to take a list and forget, and invariably coming and getting bombarded. But now, no issues. I can take the list from the phone or order online and get into more trouble. I have learned those skills during COVID. I use another one funny incident I will tell you. Before COVID, I used to wear business dress with suit and tie to my office in Humana. This is a real incident. We need to use VPs for the meetings. One day I was in an argument with my wife. So we were grumpy and we don't talk to each other on that day, on the previous day. On that day, I need to go for a meeting with my VP, and I started preparing for the presentation. On the morning, I wore one of my best suits, Australian suit. I bought it and wear a tie, matching tie, and I was ready to start. And that was a business dress. My wife immediately shouted back, "Are you wearing a suit? You have got a meeting with your professor." I said, "This is a business dress. Can you not see?" My wife shouted back, "Yes, you are wearing a business dress, but where is your trouser?" Fellow Toastmaster, I was wearing a shirt, tie, and a jacket. Only undies down. I was not doing anything. But during COVID, it doesn't matter. You can wear a professional dress with undies. Nobody is going to see you. Even if you forget your pant, no issues. That is one advantage of COVID. You can be in your undies. You can be semi-professional, professional from waist onwards and nothing downwards. Another thing I learned during COVID is basic cooking. I could only make coffee thanks to my office. In my office, everyone should make their own coffee. And I am a old schooler. I think I told you I have been pampered by two women in my life. First, my mom, and second, by my wife. I did not know cooking. But during COVID, we had funny experience as we started cooking together. One of my difficulty during the quarantine period is we had difficulty finding vegetables. Sometimes what happens is no vegetable at all. We will have mangoes, bananas, and all. We don't know what to do, how to cook Indian vegetarian food with the mangoes. But my wife Googles and finds recipes from Italy, Spanish, and other places. And she amazed me during the COVID time by cooking different recipes using mangoes. So we are learning new things. Fellow Toastmasters, why I am saying all these things. During COVID, you can do anything. You can learn everything. You can do whatever you want to do. You can learn. And in the Toastmaster also, there are so many things you can do. You can sign up for contest as our VP, our VP Education asked about us, and we can go and sign up for speeches, especially in tabletop in Singapore online Toastmasters. My wife and I had a thing. She used to help me in technology, and I must help her in Toastmasters. She has recently joined a Toastmaster club, and she has completed level 1 only. She has completed 4 speeches, but she wanted to give speeches because she is working as a director of finance. She can give presentation. She can talk about numbers. She can do everything. But the moment you ask her to talk about anything else, no, So I'm helping her on the Toastmasters, which I can learn a little, I can teach her a little bit. And I'm also learning something on the cooking and other things. I'm trying dishes. I am trying to differentiate between salt and sugar. I think I shared a story, real incident, what has happened in the Singapore Toastmasters. I challenged my wife. I can't cook like her. I challenged her. Come on, I am going to make a curry today. Fellow Toastmasters, I cut all the vegetables perfectly. I think I shared the story. This was a real incident, so I should not say it's a story. I cut everything properly. I did everything. I followed the YouTube video perfectly, how to make curry. And I used the powder, everything perfect. I used the correct dal that the lentils that we need to use. Everything came out perfectly. But when I asked my son to taste it, he said, Dad, it is not curry. It is a dessert. I said, what? My wife might have done something wrong. Then I found out, my wife said, this is not salt. This is a white color. This is sugar. You put sugar instead of salt. So, fellow Toastmasters, I used the sugar instead of salt. So during COVID, still I am learning how to differentiate between salt and sugar. I put label in everything, you know, that stickers, and then I put it. But still, I am not sure if I go to Jennifer's house and if she asks me to cook, I may not be able to differentiate between salt and sugar. And there are 4 or 5 different types of lentils in Indian cooking. Each one is different, looking close, but each one is used for different purposes. And I cannot find the differences. But during COVID, I'm learning slowly how to differentiate things. So fellow Toastmasters, why I'm telling you is because don't think, oh, COVID, we can't do anything. Use the COVID efficiently to build the relationship or to excel in the skill that you want to practice. Be a Toastmaster, or you can be, you may want to learn swimming, or you may want to learn karate, everything, learn. You can, there are so many YouTubes. Let us learn, let us use this COVID efficiently, and let us all live happily and smiling always. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanan Sankara, for sharing with us your COVID experience. Indeed, there are many lessons to be learned during COVID. I myself have many lessons learned as well. That during COVID, people get very sensitive. A little bit, you step on them, you say something wrong, they burst out. So we have to be sensitive to their needs as well, because everyone's staying indoors. I also learned a lot of things. I learned that I have an enormous appetite for good food and good cakes that are baked by my father. So there's a lot of things we can learn and share, because learning and sharing is caring. So let's follow Kanan Sankara's way of learning and sharing during COVID and spread the love around. Now, next up, we have another speaker, which is Toastmaster Patricia Tay, DL3. She will be delivering from Dynamic Leadership Level 4, Building Skills, Managing a Difficult Audience. Now let's invite her evaluator, Kanan Sankara DTM, to share with us the purpose statement of her project. Over to you, Kanan.
Kanan, you are muted.
Sorry. Fellow Toastmasters, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills needed to address an audience challenges when she is giving the speech. Leave alone what is said in the manual or in the evaluation document. When you are giving a speech, think that you are going for a meeting and people are disturbing you. How this project helps you to learn how to overcome those disturbances. You cannot ignore them because they are going to be troubling always. So how to tackle those type of things. So this project is going to help. I know there are so many people she might have already arranged. They are going to disturb during her project, and she need to address. She's not going to ignore. She's going to address those disturbances, and she's going to continue and effectively deliver the speech. Let us all welcome, but before that, I will request the Toastmaster of the day to welcome our second speaker. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanan Shankara. This speech will be a 10 to 15 minute speech. And I'd like to introduce Toastmaster Patricia Tay. She has been in the early childhood field for over 20 years. As a mother of 3 daughters, she believes that the joy of learning should never stop. And tonight, she will share what John Davy and Jean Piaget believe, that children learn through exploration and authentic experiences. How do we make it happen? Please give a thunderous round of applause for Toastmaster Patricia Tay with Teachers has Facilitators. Teachers has Facilitators. Over to you, Patricia Tay.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see your smiling face. Good morning. Good morning to you and to you. Are you familiar with this song? I hear it all the time. Children sing this during circle time in the preschools. It is a beautiful sight when children sit together and they settle in for their lessons. How many of you remember your kindergarten years? When you sat with your classmates in front of the whiteboard or blackboard, while your teacher talked about weather of the day or the days of the week. Yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday, and tomorrow is Saturday. Well, I remember the songs that we used to sing and the stories that my teacher used to tell me. Those were lovely times. Children these days still have circle time. There are moments when children get together and settle into class, and children love predictable routines. When they are comfortable, you hear the giggles and the laughter. You hear the little voices greeting their teachers and their friends. Good morning. In Singapore, children typically sit through at least 2 lessons a day, the English lesson and the Chinese lesson. And because they are so young, we should not expect them to be sitting in their large group all the time. We need to move away from the traditional way of teaching, right? Do you all agree with me? We need to move.
No, I don't agree with you.
You don't agree with me, Alicia?
Yeah. Of course. Now these days they should still do something different. Now we have Zoom, all this kind of thing. Why don't they just do something different? Why must do the traditional way? Right?
Yes,
what do you think?
That's right. They shouldn't have the traditional way of sitting in front of the whiteboard or the blackboard the entire time. Right, Alicia, you agree with me? I'm so glad. Let's see, okay, what they should be doing instead of sitting together in a large group all the time. Let's move away from the kind of teaching that you and I had gone through when we were preschoolers. Sitting in front of the blackboard for hours and hours and hours. Can you remember those days? It can be so boring sometimes. If you are my age.
It's boring if you're boring. They can sit in front of a TV watching Disney movies for hours.
Yeah.
It's just that the teachers are boring.
I see where you're coming from, Angela. Thank you so much for that contribution. Indeed, if the teachers are boring, it's going to be worse, right? If the teachers are engaging, maybe it'll be all right for them to sit for a little longer, but definitely not for the entire day, and definitely not for an hour, right? Sometimes lessons last for almost an hour. Sometimes they have 2 lessons back to back.
What about us? We're listening to people here for an hour.
Ah, that's right.
Preparation for real life. I mean, what
Precisely.
are they going to do over a meal if they can't sit still? They race around restaurants causing absolute chaos. I think children should be made to sit still until they're told to get up.
Ah, you have a good point there, Angela. But you see, we have to prepare them well. We must not give them more than what they cannot handle. For example, you would not be expecting a preschooler to be studying for a university exam. You would be giving a preschooler what a preschooler can handle. Therefore, we should not be making the preschool children sit for hours. So back to the topic. If you were my age, you find that when you were a preschooler, you had to sit for a long time in front of the blackboard or the whiteboard, and it can be very dull. Now, what do preschoolers do these days? Well, I'm not complaining. My preschool years were lovely, and I had the most amazing teachers. Can you remember your preschool teacher's name? I remember my preschool teacher's name. Neha, you remember? Neha, wow, that's amazing.
No, Neha, we got two children. Our preschooler are very good, right? Oh, correct not?
Wow, thrilling.
Ayo, how can people remember the preschool teacher's name? I only can remember the photograph that we all take together, sit together and take a PAP photograph, you know.
Wow, you still have those photos?
Yeah.
That's so lovely. I have lost mine, but I remember my teacher's name, Mrs. Tan.
Wow, you good memory, huh?
Yeah, because she's so amazing. I remember taking the toilet paper from her whenever I have to go to the toilet. And I go to the toilet very often because I was made to sit for quite a long time.
But how old are you?
Well, I was 5.
Good memory.
Yeah, thank you. Well, she is a very lovely teacher. But you see, times have changed. An effective way of engaging children meaningfully would be having them in small groups. Being in small groups will give the children plenty of opportunities to brainstorm ideas with their peers.
But how is it will be fun if it is a small group? Normally, children like to play in a big group so they can have more fun with many friends.
That's a good point, Corey. I'm so glad you brought it up. Now think about it. If you have a set of materials and you have 10 children sitting together, what's going to happen is that the children will have to share the materials. Now think about it. If the teacher can take the effort to prepare more materials and have the children sit in 2 groups or 3 groups, then the children are going to be able to explore with the materials for a longer period of time. And if they have trouble handling the materials, they can rely on their peers to help them. They can problem solve together. That is very precious. So, like I said,
Excuse me, Patricia.
Yes, Angela.
I just come off a 14-hour flight. You couldn't have children, 10 children under the age of 5, all racing up and down the aisles, touching people, spreading their COVID-19 germs, and getting thrown up and down every time the fasten seatbelt is on. They've got to be able to sit for more than an hour. They had to sit for 14 hours. When is the training coming?
Ah, now you see, Angela, you have brought up.
I think children cannot so long. After a while, they will say, "Teacher, may I go to washroom? Can I go to toilet? Oh, teacher, I'm hungry." Then how?
Precisely,
No,
precisely. So you see, they are going to be excited if they can be involved in active learning. If they can sit together and brainstorm ideas, and they can sit together and explore with the materials that are given to them, they are going to be more eager to sit still for a longer period of time. They have to be engaged. And it is the adult's responsibility to make sure that the children are engaged. If they are taking the flight, for example, Angela, we could give them some items for them to explore with so they can develop cognitive skills. They can also have some fine motor engagement, like probably coloring, or maybe they can do some threading activities. All these will help them be engaged. What I'm saying is that sitting together in a large group with the teacher just teaching is not going to work in the long run.
Oh, what if? Sorry. What if the student is going to be very silent and refuse to participate?
Yes, you are right, Janet. Children have different styles of learning. Some children are kinesthetic learners, some are auditory learners, and some are just visual learners. Now, what the teacher will have to do is to prepare different sets of materials over different timings and observe the children to understand how they learn. Sometimes teachers are so eager to provide children with the information because they are called teacher. So they feel that their role is to teach, right? But you see, being a teacher, it is important to be a good facilitator as well. Truly, it is best for preschool teachers to facilitate children's learning so they find the answers for themselves. This is the kind of learning that should take place in every classroom. When small group learning was first introduced to the teachers, many were uncertain that it would work. Just like you are. The teacher said, no, the children can't handle the materials. They are going to break them and throw them all over the place. How are we going to pick them up and put them together again? Another teacher said, there won't be enough materials to go around. I only prepare one set each time. There was a teacher who said, my classroom is going to be so noisy. I just cannot manage all the children if they're going to all be talking at the same time. I am sure one can think of more challenges that the teachers will face when children are placed in small groups doing different things all at the same time, right? Well, we have to first agree.
Patricia, wait a minute.
Angela?
Do you actually have any evidence to back this up, or is this just the latest fad?
Yes, I do. Remember John Dewey? If you look it up and you do your research, John Dewey believed that children should feel connected to classroom material in order to retain information and adapt it for personal use. They don't just learn it, but they internalize and they use it. The skills. John Piaget.
Who's John Dewey?
Now, John Dewey is a researcher. He finds out about how children learn, and he believes in authentic learning experiences.
Patricia, I don't think children can internalize, in Singapore, they all memorize. What makes you think they can internalize? Adults also can't internalize,
Then I'll challenge you to try out something. Now, you go and ask a child to memorize 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, 4 + 4 = 8. And then you go to another child who has about the same abilities and you use materials with that child. Let the child explore with the materials to find out 1 and 1 make 2. 2, you give the child 4 things, okay? 2 and 2, how many do you have? Make 4. Now that is exploration. John Piaget believed that children learn by exploring and interacting with their world to understand people, objects, and concepts. They do this naturally, even without the help of an adult. Now the question is, what do we believe in? You've got the answer. I think you do. In the same way, after some discussion and reflection, the teachers in our schools agreed that children need more time to explore and interact freely in the classroom. The environment acts as the second classroom, acts as the second teacher. Even though reluctant at first, everyone came to common consensus that we need to let the children explore in their small groups and be empowered. in active learning?
I don't think this method will suit for every age of children. Perhaps only a certain age, up to 5 years old or what? Because you don't mention the age range for this method.
Yes, Corey. You know what? Active learning, for active learning, we can do it in different durations for different age group. Not just that, also for children of different capabilities. Some children are more ready than the others, right? Especially for children who have been so conditioned to sit down for a long time. Now they will need some time before they get used to that active learning. So you're right, in the sense, some children will need more time for exploration play, while for some children, they need a shorter time because they have been conditioned to sitting down for long periods. As for the challenges that were mentioned earlier, they are still there. Materials still get broken. Teachers have to fix them. Teachers still have to prepare for more materials so children get to explore more in small groups. But you know what? We can deal with them as they come. And things are working out very well now because everyone believes in the magic formula. Less teaching equals to more learning. We need to embrace change, be empathetic towards the challenges faced, and we need to keep our eyes on the same goal. Before long, everyone will look back and be amazed by how far they have come. All the best to all of you. Let's all believe that children are active learners. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Patricia Tay, for sharing us small group learning for children. Oh, that's very interesting. In our time, it's always big group. So this is a really very good, interesting concept that I'm learning to pick up. And I'm sure if we conduct training for our young kids in small groups, we can progress much better.
Patricia, what happens if children, particular children are very disturbant one? Let's say you have one kid that is very disturbant one, always pull somebody's backside, pinch somebody. After that, make noise. How will you ever manage?
Sometimes we need to have extra teachers in there to the point that we have one-to-one even for very disruptive children. Yes.
Yeah, some children's bladder always full quite often. I want to go toilet.
Yes, so it is best when we have the toilet within the classroom. But even if we have that toilet within the classroom, we still have the teacher following the child to the toilet all the time. Children in preschools must be supervised at all times. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. What a disruptive audience.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Patricia Tay, for giving us such an engaging speech on small group training for students. As I mentioned earlier, if we had this much earlier in my time, I would have developed much more, right? But nevertheless, it's good for progress, and let's hope that we can have all this small group learning for our children. Now we have come to the end of the prepared speech segment. Can I invite our timer, Mr. Timer, Peter Cheong, Toastmaster Peter Cheong, to share with us the timing report for the speakers.
Thank you, Alicia. Canon actually took 20 minutes, 41 seconds within the allotted time. Patricia, 14 minutes, 55 seconds is also within the allotted time. Both of them are qualified for voting.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Peter Cheong. Although they are both qualified for voting, there's only 2 speakers. So in Toastmasters, we will not do polling when there are 2 speakers, unfortunately for that. But anyway, I congratulate both of you for preparing such interesting speeches that made us laugh, and also to study into the smaller group for kids learning. And so now we will go for our next break so that our evaluators will have time to prepare the prepared evaluation speeches. And we'll have a 10-minute break, right? And see you later at 11:20. Welcome back, everyone, to the third segment of tonight's meeting, the evaluation and report segment, and how active listening helps in giving evaluation, content and delivery, where our evaluators will give recommendations and commendations. Now I'd like to welcome the first evaluator, Toastmaster Dalton Teo, VC3. VC3 Dalton Teo enjoys sport activities and helping people to achieve their life goals. In fact, he joined Toastmaster to be a better communicator and network to achieve a happy lifestyle. So let us welcome Toastmaster Dalton Teo, VC3, to share with us his evaluation speech. Over to you, Dalton.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Hi, everyone. I'm Dalton. I'm actually from the LCS Toastmaster Club. A great mornings to Kanan. Very nice to see you from the US coast. Is it from US? Baltimore.
I am from Baltimore, yeah.
Good evening to everyone, including the president of the club. Kanan, you actually have a very, very interesting topic. COVID experience. You bring us from your day of life all the way until the finished ending of how you experience the COVID with a very structured information. Haven't really able to pick up a lot of your negative points, but also some good points. So I will structure in such a way that I will share some good points that you have shared during the meetings and some bad points that you may want to take notes, and definitely I'll end with some of the improvement I think that can be helpful, but it's all my personal opinions. You are actually the master, you're the level 5, and humorous to me is actually quite a dinosaur. I don't really like to laugh, or because I'm quite stern in certain sense. So for the good point, you started off very well by showing some expression of what type of bad symptoms you will see from COVID, by having everyone to imagine putting the fat at the belly and raise your hand by engaging our Toastmasters in the whole meeting so that they don't just sit down there and listen to you. Because 18 to 22 minutes, the first person is stunned, I would say, by shocked by this timing is our Toastmaster of the day. Not 5 minutes. So this is something that you have to put a perspective to everyone that it's a very long speech, but you're putting a lot of humors in betweens. For example, you also give us a sickness when you say that you are pampered by 2 women. And then straight away say, but then you have to give someone a good and a bad, continue from there. You have a very good relationship with wife, but then again you put in say, I'm also Mr. Forgetful. So actually you're putting always a good point, then give us a jam back to let people suddenly feel that, how come there's an interesting story behind? Catching the attention at the same time, putting something, I wouldn't say negative, but it's like another back end of the story that just continue to help us to engage into your thoughts. But however, I think that something that you maybe need to watch out, because you have the virtual screen. So when you show a lot of things like weighing machine, handphone, from my view, actually, I'm seeing only your hand. I don't see things because you're moving things too fast. And sometimes I feel that you have a very small screen in front of your screen. So you tend to stare your eyes looking at the screen. Then from my view, actually seeing 4 pairs of eyes looking at me. So it's quite scary. You may want to use your pulse to actually break it slowly by having some humor or some action or sound, so to break away your readings. When you're reading the words, actually you can do some actions around there to cover it. And impossible, maybe your improvement area you can take note is your action. You can be slow so that in front of your body, you can use your body. When you move your hands, for example, walking long, okay, you can use your hands, so don't you have to waste a lot of energy to move around. And one of the things, maybe you intentionally bring the conference sounds when you say, when there's a conference call, the ring of the sound straight coming instantly. I'm not sure, is it planned or is it by unfortunate you didn't plan of hanging up the headset? So overall, I think it's a very well structured speech, and I believe you actually putting a lot of effort to make this a very fulfilling 18 minutes speech to make us entertain. So well done, Toastmasters Kanan, and I hope to see you more speeches in your future talks. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dalton Teo, VC3, for sharing your wonderful evaluation of Kanan's speech. Next up, we have the next evaluator, Kanan Sankara, DTM. Kanan Sankara loves to travel. He lives in Baltimore, Maryland, USA with his wife, Janaki Kanan. They have one son who is studying in Johns Hopkins. And he started his Toastmasters journey in late 2012 and is eager to improve his speaking skills. He would like to give speeches without any preparation, and his goal is to speak without any grammatical errors. Now let us welcome evaluator 2 Kanan Sankara, DTM, to share his evaluation speech for Patricia Tay's speech. Over to you, Kanan.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, especially Patricia. I always love your speech. I have told you, I'm a fan of your speeches. You delivered your speech very well. Good gestures, great voice modulation. You also managed the disturbance very well. And I could see your presence very nicely, and you are very polite, very nicely delivered the speech. You started with a great song that took every one of us to our childhood. Oh, this song, okay, maybe in the school, maybe when you would have heard all these things, we are able to connect with our childhood. Great job, well done. I want to tell one thing. Everybody said great disturbance, etc. In my opinion, I'm going to say in my opinion, this looked like a question and answer session. The disturbance should be at the same time, 2 or 3 people should be asking the question, and you need to manage every one of them. I was expecting that. When one person was asking, you answered that question. After that, you continued the speech, and then somebody else asked. It is like a question and answer session. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. Your speech was very well delivered, but the disturbance should be simultaneous at the same time. The idea is you need to manage every disturbance properly. There was not an opportunity for you, but it is not your fault. Okay, so I'm just telling every one of you in the future, when you are doing this project, do not ask just questions. You need to ask questions simultaneously. When somebody was asking the question, another person should be asking a different question in a different way. Somebody should be rude, and somebody should be asking sincerely, and somebody should be tapping like this. Tell me. That way, you need to focus on everyone. That is the challenge you need to do. I was expecting that. That was not there, but it is not your fault. Another thing, this is, I learned from my mentor, I'm passing on to you. Never thank the audience. We need to thank you. You have given us great speech. We need to say, thank you, Patricia. You don't have to thank us. That is number 2. Otherwise, it's a great job. Well done. I always like your speeches. I am going to wait for my next opportunity to evaluate you. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanan Sankara, DTM, for evaluating Toastmaster Patricia Tay's IP3 evaluation of her speech. Now, I would like to invite our timer, Mr. Toastmaster Peter Cheong, to share with us the timing reports for the 2 evaluators.
Thank you, Alicia. Dalton, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Kanan, 2 minutes, 39 seconds.
All right, so both of them have spoken within the time frame, but unfortunately, we only have 2 evaluators, so we will not have any voting again. Don't cry, everybody. There's no, but they are still very good evaluators. Now, since we don't have polling, we'll move up to the next segment, which is the R counter report. And I would like to invite our lovely R counter Toastmaster Jennifer Lim, IP3, to share with us her report. Thank you. Over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you. I would like to share screen if I can have permission, please.
Yes, you have permission.
Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, good.
Thank you so much. Today's business is not good business for me. But it is good business for all the speakers and good for the club. As you can see, I do not have many members or even guests using the pause. Alicia Chia, nothing. Angela, one well, one soul. Two okay. Repeated, let me see twice. Corey, two soul. Janet Ong, one soul. Two okay. Two repeated, sure. Kanan, one soul. Chui Ling, two one, two N, one okay. Three, yeah. Peter Cheong, sorry, 3 times. Si Ling, 2 That's my business today, but it is good business. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. You are muted.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jennifer Lin, for sharing your R counter report. Now we have come to the most exciting segment of the chapter meeting, where the president presents the awards and wraps up the meeting. I, as the Toastmaster of the day, am also the president. So just give me a minute for me to share the screen. Right. I will announce the winner of the table topic segment. Everyone, you may open and unmute yourself. Drum roll, please, for the best table topic speaker. Because we have a special table topic segment today with role plays on topics. And so we have 2 winners. Out of the 4 couples, we have a couple that won. So the best couple is the female couple is Angela Lansbury. Ooh. And needless to say, her male compatriot is Edward Young.
Congratulations, Edward
Okay,
and
congratulations
Angela.
to the funny couple, mother and son, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury and Toastmaster Edward Young. That's a pun, okay? Unfortunately, we do not have any best prepared speaker as well as best evaluator because there's only 2. So work harder and be more motivated to give your speeches next week so we can have polling for best speaker and best evaluator. Now we have come to the end where just give me a minute. Did I share? Thank you everyone for fantabulous Friday night of Toastmastering. I hope every one of you have enjoyed the night as much as I had. Remember, in our quest for information, information is not knowledge. This is what Albert Einstein said. There's useless information and there's useful information. So please decipher properly the correct information to use, right? And I would like to share with you some insights of how you can keep yourself informed. I remember I asked people to type in the chat group, how do you keep yourself informed in your life? And I saw someone writing this, just give me a minute. There's a lot of chat, so let me scroll down. Oh, our guest Neha Gupta said, I read newspaper, watch TV news, Google News, InShots app. That's excellent. For me, I'm starting to read books again. In fact, I'm trying to aim to read 1,000 books. And is that possible to read 1,000 books? Yes, you can. If you cut down on your time on social media and things that waste your time, you can do it. Because if you read 1,000 books, the words will flow like a river. And before I leave, I would like to leave you with some thoughts before I close the meeting. Let me share my screen again. This time I'm not sharing screen. I have a virtual background. The poet T.S. Eliot, in his Choruses from the Rock, he has this to say: where is the life we have lost in living? Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? And where is the knowledge we have lost in information? Think deeply about this, but I hope you can sleep tonight. And without much ado, I declare the meeting ended. Thank you and have a safe journey back home.
Thank